To the glory of God and the support of the good people of Ogun State, we start a new chapter in the continued development agenda of this great state.
Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Gateway Diary. I'm Victoria Oniaye, bringing you up to speed with the political and socio-economic developments in Ogun State under the leadership of Governor Abiodun. Here's what to expect on today's program. We'll take you on a tour of the President Muhammadu Buhari estate in the Kobakpe area of the state capital. It's a project Governor Abiodun is using to redefine affordable luxury living in the state. We'll also check out the progress on the 3.3 Okie-Erinja Road in Yewa South local government, a project that's connecting communities and improving access in Ogun State. Plus, Ogun State is set to take the lead again, this time in e-recycling across Africa, as the state secures a $5 million deal with a battery recycling company. These stories and more will be coming your way in just a moment. Let's begin the program with our first story. Governor Abiodun clearly understands the impact of affordable housing on the development of a state, which is why he's going out of his way to ensure that the state government not only provides quality and affordable housing, but also makes these homes accessible to everyone. One of the housing estates Governor Abiodun is currently focusing on is the President Muhammadu Buhari estate along Kobakwe Road in Abeokuta. These duplexes are already giving the state capital a cosmopolitan feel, and more people are expressing interest in owning properties there. Our first report highlights the wonderful features of this estate and the state government's plan for its timely development.
Ogun State, the gateway state and Nigeria's industrial capital, is fast becoming a place where you can work, live and play. All thanks to the visionary leadership of Governor Abiodun, who has been rewriting the dark narratives and impacting lives with laudable and impactful initiatives. From day one, Governor Abiodun's mission has been crystal clear. For him, there's no going back on ensuring that Ogun State is not just the industrial powerhouse of the country, but also ensuring that it is on its way to becoming a destination that appeals to professionals commuting from Lagos and even Nigerians who live abroad. With the mind of a seasoned strategist, Governor Abiodun has executed this plan meticulously, turning once overlooked towns into thriving industrial and residential hubs. Communities that were once off the map are now being transformed into cities in their own right. Let's take you on a trip to Kobakpe in the first instance before we touch base with other places where there's been landmark stories and achievements in Ogun State. Kobakpe is just a few kilometers from the seat of power at Okemosan, but before Governor Abiodun's tenure, it was hardly more than a quiet outpost. Back then, Kobakpe was home to the State High Court, some underutilized lands and an abandoned state-owned model college. Even the much-touted President Muhammadu Buhari estate was left in a sorry state. To top it all, the road network leading to this location was in terrible shape. But under Governor Abiodun's administration, the tide has turned for the best. Today, Kobakpe boasts the state-owned tech hub, another brilliant initiative from the stable of Governor Abiodun, then the King's Court and the Prince Court low-cost housing estates. The Abeokuta-Shagamu Expressway has been reconstructed, making the drive from Abeokuta to the Shagamu interchange a breeze, where the stunning city gate welcomes you. Now, let's talk about that once abandoned President Muhammadu Buhari estate. The previous administration started the project but left it hanging with only the fencing and a half-done link road. Today, that neglected stretch of land is being reimagined as a bustling new city.
A tradition where the public did not have any confidence in government. They would not even invest their penny. You have to beg them to come and buy funds. But I think for some reason they saw our sincerity of purpose and our estates were oversubscribed. We built a phase 2 in that Kenta. We now moved to Kobakpe. Kobakpe was just an intersection, like just an intersection with maybe a couple of filling stations. That was what it was. So I told my team, I said, you know what, let's look for a location not too far from Abeokuta. Let it be accessible to the highway and somewhere where we can ventilate and expand very well. Such that the civil servants can conveniently live there, come to work.
This bold initiative to create a luxury estate now boasts 115 nearly completed semi-detached and fully detached duplexes, complete with streetlights and proper road networks. There's more on the way too. The Prince Dakwa Abiodun administration plans to create a children's park, a clubhouse and other social amenities that will make this estate a fully fledged, comfortable community for everyone to live.
One is fenced with a gatehouse, has a service building, it has children's park, a clubhouse, and as you can also see from the inspection, grade 1 infrastructure, street lights, amazing drainage system as well, because you can see it's an estate of valleys and hills, so that has to be taken into consideration from an engineering standpoint, and that has been done. Now, coming to the clusters themselves, the interior of, so as you can see here, we have the parking. This is also like a mini green area as well. The buildings are all 4 bedrooms, semi-detached and fully detached, as earlier alluded to.
Governor Abiodun's vision for this estate is to ensure that every indigene of Ogun State, whether home or abroad, has the opportunity to own a home and live in comfort. He is setting a gold standard for estate development, aiming to create a residential model that others can look up to.
Prince Dakwa Abiodun's administration being one that truly believes in harnessing all the intrinsic values of all our common patrimony. We decided to turn this wasting investment into something that will outlive this generation by putting up smart cities that we truly can give back, and Nigerians and both at home and diaspora can truly have a place where they can live, work and play.
The President Muhammadu Buhari estate is yet another success story in the state's public-private partnership initiative. While the state provides the land, the private sector will handle the development of the remaining structures beyond the 115 pilot duplexes. Investors are already lining up, eager to be part of this transformative project.
One of the few things that we've done to market this laudable project is our effort of bringing together over 100 realtors from the southwest region of Nigeria to see and showcase what we've done and what we have on the table. And so far, so good. It has generated over 500 expressions of interest, and to date, an estate that was never sought after has now become the BF of activities, and people are thronging in daily to be one of the few subscribers that will benefit from that scheme.
Ogun State is making tremendous progress, and while some might see projects like this as mere items for their scorecards, Governor Dapo Abiodun views them as catalysts for job creation, economic growth, and setting the pace for other states to follow.
Now let's turn attention to another major sector of the state's economy, and that is road infrastructure. For Governor Dapo Abiodun, fixing roads is about much more than just repairing cracks and potholes. It's about relieving the stress residents have endured for years and creating a business-friendly environment across Ogun State. Since taking office, the governor has been on a mission to bridge the infrastructure gap left by previous administration by constructing township roads across the state. The latest project being undertaken by the state government is the Okerinja Road in Yewa South local government area. Our crew visited the construction site for an update of the ongoing work.
Drive through Ogun State today and you'll notice something. It's road construction everywhere. That's because Governor Dapo Abiodun is on a mission to bridge the infrastructural gap in the state, creating a solid foundation for businesses to thrive and improving the livelihood of the people. This unwavering passion of the governor has led to the construction or reconstruction of more than 600 kilometers of roads across all 20 local government areas of the state, more than any administration before him. To Governor Abiodun, it doesn't matter whether it's a federal or state road. As long as the road is crucial to the people and the economy of Ogun State, it is getting done immediately. That is the trend in Ogun State under the leadership of the visionary governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun. Take for instance the soon-to-be commissioned 19-kilometer road that connects Ogun State and in fact Nigeria as a country to the neighboring Republic of Benin. That road is a shining example of Governor Abiodun's commitment to opening up the state for economic growth. And just a few weeks ago, he flagged off the 70-kilometer Abeokuta-Ifo-Songo Road project, a clear signal that Prince Abiodun is leaving no stone unturned in ensuring the comfort of the people and making their lives more meaningful.
To expedite the reconstruction of this road, 5 team gangs have been deployed. They will be constructing in 5 different places at the same time. One gang will be in Ota, Ifo. One gang will be in Papalanto. One gang will be in Ewekoro, Itori. And one gang will be in Abeokuta. Each gang will cover about 15 kilometers. By the grace of God, we will finish this road in 18 months.
Let's close in on another ongoing project in the state, and that's the 3.3-kilometer Okerinja-Ilobi Road in Yewa South local government area of the state. For several years, this road has been in a terrible state. causing residents, especially farmers, endless frustration, particularly during the rainy season. But hope has finally returned to the community with Governor Abiodun's approval of the road for reconstruction as part of 5 new road projects across the state. Even the community monarch has been full of praises for the governor, thanking him for not just making promises but fulfilling them. According to him, that's something they haven't seen in the past.
Give thanks to the Almighty God that like a promise-keeping governor that he is, he has promised that he will come to our aid. And I want to say to you now that since last week, they have started work on the road.
Contractors are working around the clock to meet the 6-month deadline set by the state government for the completion of the construction work, and the project coordinator is optimistic of a timely delivery. He explains the various stages of the work and the significant progress made so far.
As you can see, we already started doing the road clearing from the entrance. The next stage will be the earth moving. After the earth moving, then we'll move to the stone-based lane. After that, then we'll lay the asphalt for the road.
The residents of Okerenja are nothing short of grateful to the state government under the leadership of Governor Abiodun. They say after years of struggling, especially during the rains, they can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. They're confident that once the road is completed, their economy will bounce back and life will get a whole lot easier.
We are happy that government is doing this for us because we are going in stress of days that the road is not good very well before. So we thank God for the government that it is us. Glory to the government, and I give glory to the God. And I pray for government that God will continue to be helping them.
We really appreciate the governor of Ogun State. When you are coming, you will see a high mountain over there. So in fact, that place is very, very, very difficult for us. But we really appreciate the efforts of the governor and all the executive members of the Ogun State.
Governor Abiodun knows that his administration has achieved a lot in road construction, but he's not resting on his laurels. He definitely has a vision, which is to leave a legacy of being the leader who transformed Ogun's infrastructural and economic landscape and creating progress that will be remembered for generations.
Before we wrap up today's episode, let's talk about Governor Abiodun's commitment to improving the investment drive in the state. The state government has recently facilitated the establishment of a $5 million electronic and battery recycling firm in Ogun State. This multi-million-dollar investment is part of Governor Abiodun's Ogun Invest initiative. Once completed, the company would create jobs for the state youths, help rid the environment of electronic waste, and promote knowledge and technology transfer.
When it comes to restoring faith in public service in Nigeria, one name stands out, and he is the 5th Democratic Governor of Ogun State, Prince Abiodun. Governor Abiodun's vision is crystal clear. He is focused on enhancing the welfare of Ogun State residents while making it easier for businesses to thrive. His end game is, however, focused on improving the state's economic growth to attract investment and boost prosperity across the board. Governor Abiodun also understands quite well that true leadership isn't just about talking the talk, it's about walking the walk. That perhaps explains why he has been aligning his words with actions in the last 5 years, particularly when it comes to infrastructure that fosters business growth. The establishment of the Ogun State Investment Promotion Agency, a one-stop shop for existing and potential investors, is one of the success stories of Governor Abiodun's economic policies in Ogun State. This agency ensures businesses, both big and small, get the supports they need, guiding them through every step, from procedures to advisory services.
This administration has continuously designed and implemented many programs and interventions through the successful implementation of our Building Our Future Together, encapsulated in our Ishaya development mantra.
The results are already speaking for themselves. Now, Ogun State boasts over 6,000 industries, with many more knocking on the door. All thanks to Governor Abiodun's strategic leadership and a team of brilliant minds that are making all these a reality. But that's not all. Governor Abiodun and members of the state executive again played host to the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Mr. Richard Montgomery, and his team as they explore the establishment of a British battery recycling company in Ogun State. Governor Abiodun welcomes them warmly, reminding them that Ogun isn't just Nigeria's educational hub. It is a front-runner in the agro-industry and fast becoming the nation's breadbasket. He highlights how his administration's investment in infrastructure, coupled with strong public-private partnerships, have made this growth possible.
We appreciate the fact that provision of the needed infrastructure is extremely key and essential. Without providing infrastructure, you wouldn't even attract any potential investor to come and partner with you. So we saw that as very important. Besides, of course, ensuring that we respected all the principles of good governance, in terms of being consultative, being participatory, being just, being fair, being equitable, obeying the rule of law, being accountable, and so on and so forth. So we pride ourselves that in the last 5 years, we've done quite well in those respects.
Governor Abiodun proudly notes that these efforts are paying off, as seen in the rising number of investors flocking to Ogun. Under his leadership, the state's annual revenue has skyrocketed from 50 billion naira to over 200 billion naira. And with this financial growth, Ogun's annual budget has soared to over 700 billion naira, with an impressive budget performance of over 80%.
We have grown the state significantly the last 5 years. When I assumed office, our internally generated revenue was probably about maybe 50 billion naira per annum, about 50 billion naira per annum. Today, we're in the excess of 200 billion naira per annum in these 5 years. Our economy has grown largely. Our budget we're currently running today is a 703 billion naira budget at about 80% budget performance.
Governor Abiodun expresses his appreciation for the British delegation's interest, particularly in waste management, which he says is a critical focus for his administration. He explains how the state's drive to reduce pollution led to the launch of an innovative energy program featuring CNG-powered buses and electric motorcycles.
This is an area that we're very keen on, how to ensure that we're very conscious about waste management here. We're very intentional about it, and we're also very conscious about pollution. A few weeks ago, I launched our electric vehicle program because 2-3 years ago, we started our energy transition program. And people couldn't appreciate why, we were so forward-thinking and forward-looking.
For the British High Commissioner, Governor Abiodun's efforts at industrializing Ogun State is commendable. He commends Governor Abiodun for creating a business-friendly environment, especially in terms of land documentation, adding that the upcoming battery recycling plant represents a $5 million investment, positioning Ogun State as a leader in this sector across Africa.
But I've come obviously to listen and learn. You've invested a lot of infrastructure in enabling the business environment. We're very interested in the opportunities that are emerging now. I think we share and hope to be able to contribute to the objective of creating more and better jobs and improving people's livelihoods, as well as growing the economy of Ogun State.
As the British team departs, one thing is abundantly clear. Governor Dapo Abiodun's leadership isn't just transforming Ogun State for its residents. It is catching the attention of global investors eager to seize the countless opportunities the state has to offer.
That's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this episode of Gateway Diary. We'll be back with more updates and stories next time. Until then, I am Victoria Oniaye. Take care and see you soon.